What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. Now before we get started with today's very interesting video, the road to 200 subs has now come to a close and we are now 229 subs away from hitting 500 subs. And who knows, maybe we might hit 500 subs by the end of the year. Only time will tell, but as I have said in previous videos, if this channel does get to 500 subs, I will open up this Korean LOB booster box in its entirety on the channel that I got from my partners over at Collector Store. So be sure to check them out. Link and address will be in the description below. By checking them out, not only does it support them, it also supports the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. On the hopes to potentially pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon, a Dark Magician, a Red Eyes Black Dragon, a piece of Exodia, Monster Reborn, Pot of Greed. The possibilities are out there. However, if this channel gets to 1,000 subs, I will open up this first edition Toon Chaos box in its entirety on the channel that I also got from my partners over at Collector Store, on the hopes to potentially pull a collector's rare out of this set. But with that being said, if you guys want to see these boxes get opened, maybe you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue, maybe you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, deck profiles, card discussions, WWE topic videos, or maybe, just maybe, you guys want some premium live event predictions and results. Well, if you guys want all of that and more, my channel is the place to be. So if you guys are new to the channel, and I know that a lot of you guys are, because more than 80% of you guys are watching the content, but you guys are not even subscribed, and to top it all off, we got to get more women to watch the content as well. So if you guys are watching the content, you like the content, and you want more of the content, but you guys have not subscribed as of yet, then make sure you guys do indeed subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which is this. What is your favorite championship design right now? As in, which championship right now that we have in WWE, which one is your favorite design and why? Let me know down in the comments below. And for today's video, we actually have something very interesting for you guys today, as we found out that Wade Barrett could be coming out of retirement for the first time in almost a decade. Now, it's weird because when you look at Wade Barrett and what he had done in WWE, he's a 5-time Intercontinental Champion. He's a former King of the Ring winner, a former leader of the Nexus, a former leader of the faction known as the Core, and he's also been with WWE, back in WWE, for about 5 years actually. Funny enough, 5 years. So he's been away. So it's been quite some time since we've had him back in WWE. In fact, I think it's been since the pandemic. Funny enough. So it's all, so it's awesome. It's awesome to finally see Wade Barrett back in WWE. But if you guys recall, during the fall earlier this year, we saw CM Punk in a heated rivalry with Drew McIntyre, and Drew kind of took some shots at Wade Barrett. And if you guys have been watching Raw at that point, you guys will know exactly what I'm talking about. But Wade Barrett basically hinted a possible return after 8 years away from the ring, and we hadn't seen him in the ring full time since 2016, when he was a part of the faction known as the League of Nations, and then ended up doing his own thing not long after that. Obviously, again, as I mentioned before, he was a part of the very first season of NXT back in 2010. And then it's weird because Wade Barrett was actually slated to become a babyface during the time that the Nexus had came up, but unfortunately that did not come to pass as John Cena became decided to bring out the golden shovel, as some people like to call it. And his babyface push just kind of got halted, and it just wasn't good. It just was not good. However, funny enough, he actually left WWE not long after WrestleMania 32, and it's weird. It's weird because the night after WrestleMania, the League of Nations were defeated by the New Day, and it took place April 4th, 2016, which was the last time we would see Wade Barrett in a wrestling ring. However, that might not be. However, that 8-year long drought might just be thwarted, as the bullshit that involved Drew McIntyre and CM Punk kind of revolved around Wade Barrett, and it's weird because their last singles match against each other was back in June of 2013 at a live event in Cardiff, Wales, and there's been a lot of chatter that we could end up seeing Wade Barrett back in the ring, potentially for a match against Drew McIntyre. But the only problem now is that Drew McIntyre, we haven't heard much from him since after Bad Blood, where he lost a devastating Hell in a Cell match against CM Punk, which, if you guys watched Bad Blood and you saw Hell in a Cell, it was as insane as it can get. I'm surprised, and in fact, I'm actually kind of surprised that the remnants of the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era are back have returned in during the Paul Levesque era, which it's insane. It is absolutely insane, but honestly, I mean, you can't really complain. I mean, themes like that is just something that a lot of OG fans have been clamoring for years, and now we got it. It's pretty cool. But the weird thing is that everyone knows that Drew McIntyre and Wade Barrett have been friends for years, and just when you thought that Wade Barrett was trying to play peacemaker, peacekeeper, if you will, with Drew McIntyre just wasn't having it. The bitterness and the hatred for CM Punk went beyond a professional level. This was as personal can get, and I will say, even in spite of everything that's happened up until now, especially for Wade Barrett, he had a lot of he had quite a bit of success in WWE. You know, as I mentioned, 5-time IC champion, former King of the Ring. You know, main evented SummerSlam. He had done quite a bit in WWE that basically shaped and changed the complexion of WWE for good, and also changed how factions in WWE get formed, I guess, if you will, which is pretty bizarre, considering that if it wasn't for a faction like the Four Horsemen, or the NWO, or a faction like perhaps like what's another good example? The Fabulous Freebirds, or the Von Erichs, or whatever. If you know, or perhaps like Evolution. You know, if it wasn't for them, you know, for factions like them, the Nexus never would have appeared, to be quite honest. And they basically shaped how factions get formed now, with factions like the Shield, the Bloodline, the Undisputed Era, Pure Fusion Collective, Damage Control, just to name a few. So he basically helped revolutionize factions in professional wrestling, basically. And I think, honestly, for Wade Barrett to come back at this stage in his career in WWE, I think it might be a bad thing in my opinion, just because of the fact that Wade Barrett had quite a few injuries over the years. Like I know that he had a shoulder injury. I know that he had suffered a couple of concussions. So he's had quite a few injuries, and I'm afraid that if he does come back to the ring, McIntyre might end up exploiting those, and it's gonna get to a point where we may never see Wade Barrett back in WWE at all. Like he could end up a fucking vegetable for all we know, which it's possible, and I'm not trying to wish that upon anybody, but I'm just saying that if Wade Barrett does come back and he fights Drew McIntyre potentially at WrestleMania, or potentially at a future PLE, like maybe the Royal Rumble, or maybe the Elimination Chamber, or perhaps Backlash or SummerSlam or whatever. The injuries could end up becoming dire. Could end up dire to the point where we may never see Wade Barrett on commentary again. So, but the idea of Drew McIntyre versus Wade Barrett, it sounds good on paper. It really does, but I don't know. I think, honestly, in my opinion, I think Wade Barrett is going. I think he's way in over his head right now, considering that Drew McIntyre is now in the prime of his career. Already have held. Excuse me. Already a former tag team champion, a former Intercontinental champion, a Royal Rumble winner, a Money in the Bank winner, and an Elimination Chamber winner. A WrestleMania main eventer, a former 2-time WWE champion, a former World Heavyweight champion. I mean, the guy's pretty much done everything that he set out to do in WWE. And Wade Barrett, he hasn't been in the ring in 8 years. So full well that ring rust is definitely going to become a massive factor if this match comes to pass. Is it possible? yes, 100%, it is possible that we could see this match take place, but when you look at it, I think it just comes down to one question, and that question is, if Wade Barrett does come back, is it going to be a full-time thing, or is it just going to be a part-time one-off deal? And honestly, from what I'm understanding, and from what I had seen in various posts over the last week, week or so, apparently it's supposed to be a short-term deal, meaning that Wade Barrett is gonna have at least 1, 2, maybe three matches at best, with the last match being against Drew McIntyre, which could potentially happen at WrestleMania, which to be fair, McIntyre has had his WrestleMania moment. I know that Wade Barrett has been clamoring for, to have his WrestleMania moment. So I think this coming WrestleMania in Vegas, I think would definitely be the perfect setting, if you will, for Wade Barrett to finish off his career, and then just go back to being an incredible commentator alongside Joe Tessitore right now at the precise moment. But we will have to wait and see. But I think it just comes down to how WWE will approach the idea. But we'll have to wait and see. But with that being said, that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more WWE topic videos in the future, excuse me, then make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.